videos, so I figured I might as well take the opportunity. Don't want to miss the opportunity to make one last live video, while I'm here, you know. And I guess that goes across the board, you know, like if you see people, you never know when you're going to see them or if you're going to see them again. So be nice to them, you know. I've known so many people, you know, I never expected that it'd be the last time I ever saw them because they wouldn't be here anymore. And that, you know, unfortunately is a scene that's played out millions and millions of times a day. So dealing with the pain of loss and stuff like that is something that we as humans have to deal with in our way. I haven't lost anybody recently, but I went through a period of years, very few years, I would say about maybe a 3-year period where I lost pretty much everybody who was ever close to me. My mother, my father, my brother, my sister. Very close friends. People I looked up to. It was bad, real bad. But I didn't do too good, you know. It's hard to you know, handle these kinds of things. You know, you think about like, well, you know, we're innately somehow able to deal with the tragedy of loss and stuff like that. And you know, I feel for soldiers, you know, veterans and stuff like that. Yeah, they've lost people. But the fact is, everybody's a veteran. So everybody deserves the same respect walking this planet. You know, I was in the Navy. I mean, my grandfathers were killed in World War II. You know, I don't make a big deal about it, you know. Maybe I would have been better off if I had. I don't know. But I know I wouldn't be on this planet if they didn't die. Not that I'm celebrating it or anything like that. I'm not. But it's the perplexity and complexity of life. And I think there's somewhere in there that says that he who giveth life can take life away as well, or something like that. I don't know what the quote is, but I'm sure there's some scripture of some sorts which talks about these kinds of things. Anyway, kind of sad about leaving, you know. I mean, not really prepared to talk about it right now, as from my point of view. Just because it's not the right time. But maybe I'll talk about it later. Probably will, you know. But I'm gonna, looks like I'll be heading back into the Northeast in the middle of the winter, which is kind of a tough thing to do, instead of leaving a tropical region, even though it does get to be 50 degrees here, which is kind of chilly. But yeah, man, I'll be getting there, full blast of winter. I have a chore to do. I have some things that I've got to get taken care of. And let's just hope I can carry out this mission, because that's what it is. A mission as quickly and efficiently as possible with as few casualties. And when I say casualties, I mean myself and finances as possible, and secure what I got to secure for other people, doing things for other people, which is always nice, you know. And then hopefully after I do that, I'll be able to come back to Thailand and finish out my days in the house my wife and I built over 20 years ago. We'll see. You know, as people get older, they sometimes kind of drift apart, you know. And, well, I have a feeling kind of drifted apart. But the upside is that I have a feeling that we'll be drifting. If we do drift apart, we'll still be living in the same house together because we are still best friends. So that's one thing, you know. I always found that, you know, and I wrote a song about this. If you look at my playlist, Nous allons dans la nuit, is we go into the night, as we go into the night in French. That's just the title. The songs are in English. You know, got some songs on that album, you know, which talk about love and stuff like that. And one of the questions I pose in the album is basically, you know, if you love somebody, when things don't really work out or you go your separate ways and stuff like that, why can't you still be friends? A lot of people, you know, like they have these hang-ups, you know, break up with somebody, I ain't talking to that bitch anymore or whatever, and stuff like that, because because that's because of ego, you know. Your ego prevents you, you know, or maybe their ego prevents them. I don't know. Could go either way. But anyway, I just figured if you loved somebody, if two people loved each other, man, why can't you be friends for the rest of your lives? You know? That's the way I see it. I mean, you didn't become lovers because we're enemies. Or maybe because you became lovers, you became enemies. I don't know. Not me. I don't work like that. Anyway, I kind of wanted to be able to keep talking until our sunrise spot. I don't think we passed our sunrise spot yet. We actually was right up there. So I just keep talking a little bit more until we get to our sunrise spot. See that beautiful sunrise. And then we're going to shut it down. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my little walk by myself and do a little recollecting and things, you know. Obviously saying goodbye is always hard, you know. Like I said, saying goodbye to not my dogs, saying goodbye to the dogs, you know. That's tough, you know, because, you know, their expectancy is less than humans, but humans, sometimes their expectancy is less than dogs. I guess that all depends on where you are. But anyway, you know, it's just something to keep in mind, you know. You know, it's tough, you know. In the Buddhist religion, you know, basically they have this thing called dukkha. Dukkha is called in Thai language, Pali language or whatever. Anyway, that is the acceptance that to live is to suffer. You know, every living creature is suffering. You're always going to suffer. There's no non-suffering about it. you know? So you kind of have to go with it, you know? You have to see the beauty in it. I don't mean like torture and stuff like that. I mean just the beauty of life, you know? And wish people well, you know? You know, even if you don't even know them that well. You just wish them well. And, you know, try to live as best a life as you can without hurting people, without hurting yourself. Because that's how it always normally works, is the first person you hurt is yourself. And that goes to that little old rhyme where, who is the first victim of anger? The first victim of anger is the guy who gets angry, or the gal who gets angry. That's the first victim. Anyway, we're getting up to this spot, which we've taken quite a few shots. We don't want to get hit by a car, but we've seen quite a few mornings over the last 9 months over here. So, being that this is probably the last week I'm here for a while, if ever again. I hope to come back again, but you don't know what's going to happen, right? You know, who knows? Anyway, we're at this little Vista spot. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see it, and I'm going to tell you something, what I just noticed. All right, so this was corn that was grown here. So now they've turned the land. You see, they've turned the dirt. And I don't know if they're going to go corn again. There is a for sale sign. That's for sale. This land is for sale right there. This is our Vista Point. We have been stopping by for 9 months. Not every day, but, you know, for quite a while. Through fog, rain, different times, sunrise. Never sunset. I don't really go out during sunset. Not really the safest thing to do. I mean, I don't mean like somebody's gonna jump me, but like, you know, cars and stuff like that, you know. I just don't. I mean, when I'm in for the night, I'm in for the night, I guess. But anyway, isn't that beautiful? That's that beautiful old sunrise. You know, they turn this great. I wish you could smell it. You can smell the fertilizer. You can smell the nitrates in the grass and the ground and everything like that. It sure is beautiful. Sun up right behind that tree over there. And someone's got some corn they haven't cut yet. There was corn here. They cut that already. I wonder why they didn't cut the corn over there. Huh. Must be, I can't imagine it's different seasons. Must be a different kind of corn. Anyway, thanks everybody for, you know, stopping by, checking it out. I know I haven't done a live thing in a long time, knowing in the view count this morning, but that's all right. Maybe somebody will check it out in the future. It'll forever be, well, nothing lasts forever, but for a while it'll be out there on the YouTube space and everything like that. And I just want to say God bless you all, whatever spirits and gods you have and higher powers and all that. And most of all, above everything, is faith and family. So just want to tell you I love you all. And yeah, it's good to see you this morning. All right, folks. Bye-bye.